We're going to be making one of the dishes that I absolutely love. This will become a staple in your house as well. I'm almost positive of it. It is a version of Korean beef, but we make it with ground beef. And so we have ground beef, we have some soy sauce, low sodium soy sauce or regular, that's up to you depending on where you want to end up with your salt. We have some brown sugar, some red pepper flake, fresh ginger, fresh garlic, a little bit of dried ginger, and I grow these green onions outside, so we went outside and picked some of these green onions. It's December in the South and my green onions are still sprouting, so that's kind of amazing. If not, you can go to the store and buy green onions, or scallions as they're called. This is really for the finishing. And we need a little bit of vegetable oil and some sesame oil. All right, that's it. And this is all going to cook in a single skillet. It's going to cook in about 15 minutes, which is why we love this meal. If you are doing your meal prep properly, you will have some rice already prepared or noodles or something like that to put on top of this. You could, or underneath this to plate this on. You could also plate it on if you're trying to stay away from rice and noodles and things of that nature. You could also plate this over some vegetables like pea pods and broccoli. It would be delicious that way too. But we're going to do this as a Korean rice bowl. We're going to plate ours over rice. And where we start with this recipe is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our brown sugar into the bowl. And then we're going to mix it with the sesame seed oil, the soy sauce, the red pepper flake, and our powdered ginger. So we're going to start there. All right, that's the last of our ingredients added in there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to whisk that all together. It already smells fantastic. We don't even have the aromatics in there, which is the garlic and the ginger. We're going to put those in the fry pan. That's going to be our next step. All right, we can just set that aside now. I wish you could smell it. I always say I wish we had smell-o-vision because it smells so delicious. Well, next, we're going to add our vegetable oil to our fry pan. And we're going to turn the heat on to about medium to a little lower than medium, just so you can kind of get an idea of that. And then we're going to be adding in the garlic and the ginger that we chopped up, and we're going to fry that into our frying pan. All right, we've got our garlic and our ginger added into our warm pan. We want to let this cook, but we don't want to cook it too fast or it will burn. As you can see, it's bubbling just a little bit. That's right where we want this. Next, we're going to go ahead and add in our ground beef. The reason we add that in now is we're just cooking these until we can smell them. I just want to kind of point that out. As soon as you can smell that garlic and ginger cooking, then it's time to add your beef. Once I added the beef, I'm going to go ahead and turn the flame up to about medium so that the beef browns and cooks. And I'm going to just spread it out in my pan. So that it cooks even and a little faster. While the beef is cooking, we can go ahead and get our green onions washed. So you can see our beef is cooking. It's starting to brown on the bottom. We'll be stirring that around in just a minute. I did want to address something. So if you are using a higher percentage of fat to meat ratio, which I like sometimes because it's more flavor, you may need to drain some of that fat out. So if you're using a very lean cut, you won't have to drain it. So we're going to see where we end up in just a few minutes. We're going to try and let a lot of it cook out. We want to cook the ground beef until there is no pink left anywhere in any of that meat. And I can see that there is none. And So now we're down to our final step, which is going to be add in our soy mixture. Pour that all in there. I want to make sure that we get even any of the bottom part, because that could be where some sugars end up. Let's just stir that all in, mix it all together. Here we have our final process until we plate, and that's when we'll be adding in, remember those beautiful green onions? We'll bring those in when we actually plate this into our container or our bowl. And here we have our Korean rice bowl with white rice. I put the green onions on the top, and then I decided I think a few julienne carrots would look pretty in that bowl as well. You can even make this ahead to be able to serve family style instead of in individual bowls. That's entirely up to you. I have decided that it needs the carrot in there for the crunch. We'll be including that in our recipe. Hope you enjoy.